Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Good morning, hubby. It's not really morning. It's afternoon now. It's afternoon, bibs. Afternoon. So come on in, say hello. I'm just sending this around. Sending it around. All right, there it is. So how is everybody? Is it a beautiful day in the neighborhood? Yes? I hope. See if I can see. Okay, now I can see. So, hello, 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 hello. Who's on here? Look, I see people on here, but you're not saying anything. How come? Come on. Somebody tell me you're here besides my husband. Hi, Rosie. How are you? Good to see you. All right. So, life is good? Yes? Yes? I hope? Yes? Hopefully, life is good. And if you're going to complain, we're not going to do it here. So, don't complain. It's all good. I hope business is good for everybody. I hope life is good. I hope you are healthy. And if not, I hope you're making the best of it. You know, try to be grateful for the small stuff. Isn't that what we talk about for sure? Sometimes it's hard to find those things to be thankful for, especially when you're going through a tough time. But the things are there. Sometimes you just have to really, really dig sometimes. Don't make it harder than it needs to be, for sure. Lee says life is fabulous. He lives with me. What can I say? Fabulous. Just saying. Yeah. So, we are talking about not one of my favorite subjects today. Can I be honest? Not one of my favorite subjects. We are talking about gossip. That's a big one. It's a big one. You know, and I almost said it's a big one for women, but can I be honest? Men are just as bad. Men are gossips too. Let me just say that. Let me just put it all out there. So if a man is watching this replay or something, I'm here to tell you, men, have you ever seen men when they get together and they start talking about things like the construction sites and in the office, and they have their little groups and their little chats too? They're talking about stuff. They do it. They do it. They do it. Like my husband's part of them things, okay? So it happens for sure. Hey, Victoria, how are you? Oh, Rosie, okay. Prayers for Zachary. Very long journey. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Hey, Tasha, good to see you. So we are talking about gossip. Look, I have had times in my life where I actually have shared something and then I've had to go back and I have had to literally apologize for sharing something that I felt, that is not a good look. That is not a good look. I do not need to be doing that. I am telling you that it happens to the best of us, okay? Not that I am the best. I'm like probably mediocre and all that. And it's hard because it doesn't mean you can't talk about things, but if you're ever talking about somebody or something and it's putting somebody else in a bad light, and especially if it's not something that's happened to you personally, because if it happened to you personally, okay, it happened to you, but you're not getting it second and third and fourth hand, okay? I mean, just telling you. Okay, I want to tell you something, but we can't talk about it with anybody else. It's just between you and me, okay? Rosie, you are my person. You know that. You know that, right? That is exactly how it is. 100%. It's like, hold on, I'm gonna tell you something, but you can't tell no one, right? Like, no one. And then the next person is like, look, I know something, but you're kind of like my person. I'm gonna tell you this because I know you won't tell anybody. And before you know it, the story isn't even how it's supposed to be. The story isn't even how it started. I've had that happen and had something get back to me like 21st hand, even though I knew what happened because I was there. And by the time it got back to me, I'm like, no, that person was not even involved. That person wasn't even there. What are you talking about? I'm like, stop it. That's what happens. I like good gossip. When we're talking up about someone, yes, Vic, 100%. It is okay to spread the good news, right? It is so okay. Boy, do I have a spot on my glass. I thought I was seeing something that I wasn't seeing. Okay. 100%. It is okay to talk about things that are great. Things that are great. Things that are happening. Something that maybe, yes, lifts somebody up. You know somebody's done something wonderful and you want to celebrate them. Matter of fact, we don't have enough of that. We don't have enough of that. And I love doing that. Yeah, Diane, you're right. The gossip trail for sure. I love talking about what people have done. I celebrate people all the time. I love it. Matter of fact, it keeps me in a good headspace when I do that. When I can celebrate people and talk about their accomplishments, or how about this? When you know somebody's having a horrible, rotten, no good day, but yet they still push through. They still are getting things done. They still are trying their best to keep just the best attitude. And a lot of times you don't even know that, right? Like you don't even know that about a person. Like I like being the person that if I am having a rotten, no good day, the only person who's going to know about it is probably Mr. Bibb, because he's going to catch the short end of the stick, right? But I tell you what, I've been doing better with that. I actually did a reel the other day, last week, matter of fact, that I was having a rotten, no good day. I did not want to go out and walk. I did not want to take my supplements. I just got up not on the right side of the bed for sure. And I have to tell you that like I had to completely, I mean, pull myself out of the well of like bad, negative jargon, the whole nine thing. Like I felt like I was sinking. And I remember I said, you know what, Molly, you preach to people all the time about feeling things and bad things happening, and it's okay to feel bad for the moment, but don't unpack there. Don't unpack there. And I have to tell you, that's what I had to do on that day. That's what I had to do on that day. I had to not unpack there. And I pushed. Matter of fact, yesterday when I went out for my walk, and I had to go out earlier than normal because I had some stuff going on in the day. And I remember saying to myself, okay, now we're gonna do one lap. One lap, Molly, one. We're gonna do one. And then by the time I got done with the one, which was really hard, I don't know about a lot of you, but when I am walking, it's like the first 15 minutes is always the hardest for me. I know people say the end is the hardest. It's not for me. It is the beginning. It is getting my heart rate up. It is getting everything moving in the same direction. I mean, come on, guys. I'm going to be 62 this month. 62. And getting everything moving in the right direction, like I had to start doing some things different because nothing wanted to go in the right direction, okay? That is, again, 15 months of working on me and figuring out what's going to work for me. Like I found out very quickly that I loved a lot of the supplements I was taking, but it was going to take more than the supplements. The supplements were helping me feel 100% better than what I was. But if I wanted to feel better, I was going to have to start moving my body. If I wanted to drop some pounds, then I was going to have to start being better about what I ate and listen more to a lot of the mentors that I have in this company now that talks about how you can do things a little at a time. See, don't we always overwhelm ourselves? We always overwhelm ourselves. It is hard. It is hard to be healthy. Hard to be healthy. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't always enjoy it. I'm just gonna be completely honest here. I'm gonna tell you something. I found it very enjoyable 10 months ago when I was sitting down with not a bag or a handful of potato chips, but like the whole big, like, family size. Yeah, me. Family size. I was that person, okay? I was that person, like, just because. Not because I was hungry. Not none of that stuff. Just because it was something to do while I was watching TV or something, right? And that's why when things like the Go Trim Thin came out and I realized that there was this thing in my body called GLP-1, and that without getting shots and all that crazy stuff people are doing these days, that I could actually wake my GLP-1 up, and that it would stop the grazing, and that I would get more energy from everything I was taking, and that Tasha, who's on here, not that I didn't try the protein drinks, but when she said she was replacing her lunch with a protein drink, and I thought, well, I have to take the cholesterol with the lion's mane anyways, so like I could just throw all this stuff into a drink, and then I could make it fancy and put like some bananas and strawberries in it, or how about a banana and then use the chocolate, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was these little things, and life started adjusting. But I need you to know something. Just like the stuff I talk about on the devotions, none of this happens just because you decide it. I don't care what they say. And it's never easy. I don't care what they say. It is work. But you have to figure out if you think you are worth it. And I mean in everything. I don't just mean in health and in weight and in all of that. I mean, do you feel like you are worth having a better attitude? Do you feel like that you are worth having a successful business? Do you feel like you're worth having a successful relationship? Do you think that you are worthy of living a better life, of wanting to get up every morning and not going, oh gosh, what's next? You have to figure out if that's really what you want. There are a lot of people who I have talked to over the last 15 months, okay? And we're not going to gossip here, but let me just be real, because I could be talking about a lot of people here. And I was involved, so this is not technically gossip, okay? It amazes me that when people find out that something is working for you, like somebody, I remember one time I didn't realize I had that my gut was sick, and that, I needed digestive enzymes and probiotics and things like that. And that's some of the stuff I started with, right? And then it amazes me. And then when I started with the Go Trim, and there were people who were like, oh my gosh, that's working for you, Molly. Like, you've lost 23 pounds. Like, oh gosh, that's so great. I'm going to get it and I'm going to do it. And what happened is, so many of the people who went and bought that supplement went, here's my magic pill. I am going to take this and all of my weight is finally going to disappear. Hey, I bet that didn't happen for you, okay? I bet it didn't happen for you. Because supplements are meant for a lifetime. And things that are not working in your body, like when you don't have magnesium, things like that, look, you have to supplement your body. This is ongoing. This is a life-changing thing that's happening with me. And I've never ever looked at that way. I've always said, I need to lose 30 pounds. I need to lose 40 pounds. I need to lose this. I need to be better. I need my skin to look better. I need this. And you start using something, or you start using a better makeup, or you start eating, and then you're just like, okay, well, I did it and I lost the weight. And people go, but I don't understand, the weight came right back on, because you went back to your old habits. Because you went back to the place where you felt sicker. You went back to the same things. It's like going back to sin. Well, why isn't my marriage, I cheated on somebody with my marriage. Why didn't that work? Well, because you quit working on your marriage. And when you quit working on something that's important to you, guess what? It will crumble. It will get stale. You will gain the weight back. So I could tell the ones who were serious about, were they trying to get their stress level down? Were they really trying to get their gut healthy? Did they really want to lose weight? Because the ones who just went and they thought that this was going to work like a magic synthetic shot where you're putting crap into your body that you don't even know what it is. And by the way, newsflash, those people getting the shots, they've been getting them for months and months and months, and they keep doing it, and they're adjusting this. And look, I'm not putting anybody down for it. It's just not anything that I want in my life. I hate all this stuff, putting stuff into my body, and I cannot identify what it is or what the outcome's going to be. But this Go Trim Thin, dude, come on. It is meant to help keep my GLP-1 going, stop my grazing, stop my hunger, because I could not tell when I was hungry or I was just eating. Can I be honest? I could not tell you the difference. If something was out, I was just grabbing a handful of it. I was that person. If I was unhappy, I was grabbing a handful of it and gossiping. Probably gossiping about somebody, probably some skinny person who I was really like just pissed because they were skinny. No other reason. Have you been that person? Oh, look at them. They thinking they look really cute in that dress, right? Because they were. Let's be honest. They were looking cute in that dress, right? Yeah, they're over there prancing. And you know that if you had put in the work and you were wearing that you would be strutting your stuff too, right? You would be celebrating it because you feel good and you're doing good and you're walking proud and you're like, I finally think I figured it out. But just because you put the key in the lock and you turn it, unless you walk through the door, you don't get the benefits of that house, of that beauty, of that gorgeous home, of where you can be. And here's the other thing. Just because you put the key in the door, if you don't keep working to pay for it, guess what? It's not going to keep working. It amazes me. I'm like, I'm seeing results because I'm sticking with something. This has not been a Molly started doing something for 2 months and oh wow, look what's going on with her. Oh, isn't this wonderful? No. 15 months I have been trying to figure out what my body needs, and then I realized then it was more than just the supplements. The supplements were the start. The supplements were showing me that I could feel better, that my gut could be better. But then I had to make the decision that I was going to do things differently. I started with the 15-minute walk and said it's not going to kill me. I got that from Dr. D. I'll never forget. Dr. D said, so many of you are looking for that hour you can go walk. Do you realize that if you just went and walked for 15 minutes, that's something that helps, that gets you started? And I thought, dang, I was looking for excuses so that I didn't have to do it. You know, my arm, you all know, I broke my arm a couple of years ago while I was door dashing, and it healed, and it's great. It's not great, but it healed. But I have got to work and do physical therapy with this arm myself every single freaking week. I have to. If I don't, I'll start complaining about my arm getting sore. It's getting stiff. I can't lift it as high as the other one. All of these things, I have to keep putting in the work for the arm to work correctly. My goodness. My goodness. Imagine that. having to work towards something that you really want. If you want to go on vacation, guess what you got to do? You got to save and you got to put the money away. You got to make a reservation. You got to make plans about what you're going to do. Anything in life that's worth having, it's going to take work, y'all. If you want one word of wisdom from me, anything that you want that means something to you, you're going to have to work at it. No matter what it is, you're going to have to work at it. And even if you want to get better at something, we're talking about gossip this morning. There is good gossip and there is bad gossip. But if you don't want to be known as the person who is always shoveling the bad stuff out to everyone or making somebody else look bad, then you've got to work on changing it. And sometimes that means catching yourself in mid-stride and going, oh man, what did I just do? Or what didn't I just do? Or what should I have done differently? And going back and correcting it. Going back and saying, I should have done better. I should have been better. You know, there's a verse in the Bible, Proverbs 11:13, that absolutely talks about gossip. People are like, what do you mean they talk about gossip? They talk about gossip in the Bible. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it does. Have you ever read Proverbs? There's a whole bunch of stuff about what you should and shouldn't do in there and be a godly woman and all that. And I got to tell you something. When I'm really on a feeling bad about myself thing, I got to get away from it because I realize I have a lot of work to do to make myself better and to be a better person, which, by the way, for me starts and ends with Jesus. It just does. It starts and it ends with Jesus. It does. It does. Lee, I just read what Lee said. She's the meanest during that first 15. Okay, he's right. Let me just say that. I am the absolute meanest. I don't even want to go out the door. I'm still not that person who's used to it. I've got friends who go, I'm going for my run today. I'm so excited. So excited. Right? That's not me. I'm not. I got my grumpy grumps on. I'm like, okay, let me put my shoes on. Oh my goodness, let me take a big drink of water, make sure I ain't got to pee, all the stuff. And I am like, don't talk to me for the first 15 minutes. So if you're going to walk with me today, babe, don't talk to me for the first 15 minutes. Just let the music play in my ear. And when you hear me talking to you, you will know it's time. So yeah, he's not wrong. I need to work on that. But right now, it is what it is. That's what I'm going to say. It is what it is. But anyways, Proverbs. That was a squirrel moment. I read Lee's thing. Sorry about that. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. Hold on. Let me talk to a few of my people. Right her. Hey, Tasha. Ain't nothing wrong with no pork rinds. Look, nobody says you got to have pork rinds every single day, okay? But I'm not losing the pork rinds. And them salt and vinegar ones, especially if you get the right kind. The right kind. I mean, Dollar General got the best ones ever, okay? And I'm just going to tell you, carnivore, part of an animal. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, Tasha, no. It was different, Tasha, if I'm going to eat a bag a day, okay? Some of us like chocolate chip cookies, and I'm all for a chocolate chip cookie too, but some of us like some pork rinds. Don't judge me. You're going to start the gossip, aren't you? We're going to have to pray together, you and me, Tasha, because you're going to start something about the daggone pork rinds. Here we go. Oh, my goodness. And, and Coco's on here. Miss Petra, love you, Petra. Glad you can be on here. Yes, Go Trim is the best, Diane. It absolutely is. Diane has lost 50 pounds with it. Are you kidding? And that was with the Go Trim Slim. Now I think she's over on the thin now. But I mean, she lost a half a Backstreet Boy. Okay, can I just say that? Good girlfriend, you need to go look at her pictures. It's in my group. She has definitely, she has done very well. A lifestyle change is necessary if you want lasting results. Absolutely. Hi, Roger. Roger's here. Slow and steady. Absolutely. Hi, Tara. Good to see you, babe. Dun dun dun. Barbecue are fabulous, and you don't have to have the expensive one. Thank you. Thank you. Look, I'm all. If you get the right ones, can I tell you? The right ones, you don't even need a flavor. It's just regular flavor. It's just regular pork. Why are we sitting here? We're supposed to be talking about gossip. It's Tasha's fault. We're going to blame Tasha. Okay, let's talk about gossip. Hold up. Let's talk about gossip. Hold on. Bad gossip, not good gossip. So listen to this. In Proverbs 11:13, it says, a gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. And let me say that too. Gossip isn't because somebody confides in you. That's not it. That's somebody who thinks they can trust you. They can trust you with something that they want to share with you. Gossip is when you take that secret and you go share it with people who have no business knowing about it unless the person who told you decided to tell them. So let's be clear. Good, bad, or indifferent, it is their story to tell. And you know, I have people who get mad at me, family who gets mad at me, friends who have gotten mad at me, who, matter of fact, they so much so, I guess we weren't really great friends because now they really don't talk to me, but it's okay. That when they would ask me, what do you know about this? And do you know anything about this? And I would say, yes, I do. And they would say, what do you know? And I'd say, not my story to tell. Not my story to tell. What you don't understand is how many years it took me to learn that. Because when people ask you about it, what's the first thing you do? If I don't tell them and they find out I knew, they're not going to like me. They're going to get upset with me. They're going to yell at me. They're going to say, why wouldn't you tell me? You hurt me because you didn't confide in me. You should have been able. No! Don't like me if you don't want to like me. In my 60s, I don't care. Don't like me. It took me a long time to get there. A long time to get there. I don't care. Not my story to tell. So I'm not telling it. Not telling it. Not doing it. Not doing it. We have got to learn how to be good friends. And I have a lot of people who bring me a lot of stuff. I got a lot of people who confide in me, and I pray for them, and I pray with them. And I don't think that God would be okay if I were to take those confidences and share them to whoever wants to know or whoever I feel like taking. Because what, I want to feel important? I'm going to tell you something somebody told me. What, so I can say, I know, you know. But now you're going to go out and you're going to hurt somebody with what they thought they could trust you with. That crap is wrong, y'all. It's wrong. Don't do it. Walk away from it. You trying to hurt somebody? Look, I've been there too. You think I'm not going to tell you that? I have been there too. I have been the path where you're like, I know something, and you know what? I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna tell the world. You think I haven't had those episodes in my life? By the way, both sides of it, the receiver and the giver. I've been there, and it's embarrassing to say that I've done that. But I had a point in my life where I just didn't care. You know, I knew something. You didn't want somebody to know. My attitude was, you shouldn't have done it then. Ugh. Not cool. Until it was done to me. And when it was done to me, boy, did I feel like, wow. Number one, total betrayal. Number two, had I wanted other people to know, I would have told them. Number three, it hurt people. And it hurt me. It's not cool. It's not okay. It's not okay. And if you think it is okay, could you tell me? Tell me, because I don't want to confide anything in you. Just saying, like, if I haven't figured that out about you yet, just let me know. Tell me on the QT that you're the person who just cannot keep a secret. Cannot keep a secret. Look, I always have to tell Mr. Bibb, you can't tell anyone. No one. Not your mother. Not your brother. You tell Jesus, but you say it quietly because you're a blind guy and you don't know who's around you. Don't tell nobody. I have to tell him that still. Is this secret? Is this something I can't tell people? Or can I talk about it? No, you can't. That verse, a gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. Let me tell you what it's really saying. You can't trust a gossiper with a secret. They'll just go blab it all. Put your confidence instead in a trusted friend, for he will be faithful to keep it in confidence. You know the blabbers. Matter of fact, we know the people that if we want to know something, we know who to go to, don't we? Don't we have those people? We know who to go to. We want to know about this? Oh, hold on. Let me check with such and such. Because if they know, they'll tell me. Really? Yeah, we got those people. And if you're one of those people who will do that, if you notice, I'm not the one telling you my secrets, but I'm coming to you for the information. They're things that you learn. Don't mess up a good friendship, a good relationship, simply to be popular with the gossip that you have for a minute. It will hurt others, but in the end, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt your reputation. The devotion today says we've all been there before. A friend leans in and whispers, Did you hear what she did? And something in us wants to be in the know, to hear the scoop, to spread the word. It's almost as if we were built to be mean girls, to share what we know of others' downfalls and fallacies. It might feel good in the moment to tear people down, because when we are not alone in the many ways that we fall short, somehow or other, that makes us feel better. Have you ever known somebody that when they know someone who's doing better than them, let's just say in the moment, let's just say in business, somebody is doing better than them. Who knows why? Maybe they're working harder, maybe they're working longer, maybe they're working different, maybe they know more people. Who knows what that is, right? But sometimes you look at that person and they think, oh my gosh, so many people just love that person. They love them, blah, blah, blah. And then there's that person who just wants to do whatever they can to cast a bad light on that person. Oh, this person thinks too highly of this person. You know what? I'm going to go tell them what I think of this person. And by the way, even if it's not true, even if you've bent the truth a little bit, maybe you make them look like something that the person you're talking to may not want in their life. What an injustice that you are doing to that person. And can I tell you, if you're trying to make them look bad, in the end, all you do is make yourself look worse. That's what gossip, and also, I feel like knowing what you're doing, gossip. Knowing that you're spreading something, that you are bending the truth, that you have an issue with the person. So, you know what? You're just gonna tell people what you want to tell them. Watch that. That will come back to revisit you. Watch that. You may need that person one day. And here's the really scary thing. Do you know most of the people who are being talked about like that, who really are just trying to get it done, be their best, they're doing it scared all the time. They're putting themselves out there. They fall down all the time. They make mistakes all the time. They know how to laugh at themselves. They just keep at it. They tell the truth. You know, they get themselves tongue tied all the time. All the things, right? And let me tell you what happens. Because you're spreading gossip to people about them, that you just feel like, okay, maybe this is gonna put a black mark on them. Maybe they won't think is great about them. Do you know 9 times out of 10 that everything you've said has gotten back to that person, but that person will never say anything to you. They won't. They'll know that you play to their face, that you love them, but you're out there throwing dirt. Throwing dirt out, and that, by the way, isn't even sticking. They know a lot of times, but they simply say, I can't stop it. I just got to pray for them and love on them. Do your best. That's what happens. Might feel good in the moment to tear people down, because when we are not alone in the many ways we fall short, but it is a lie. We were designed to lift one another up. We were designed to celebrate one another, to be worthy of knowing a friend's secret, because we will keep the knowledge to ourselves. The next time you're tempted to share what isn't yours to tell, take a deep breath and pause. Ask yourself if betraying a confidence is worth letting down a friend, or if sharing something that is not true, that you have thrown some dirt on somebody who doesn't necessarily deserve it. It's just that you have a problem. Maybe you're jealous. Maybe you don't like where they're at because that's where you want to be. And instead of concentrating on your own journey and just being the best you could be, and being incredible like you can be, you can't get your eyes off that person that you just want to downcast them to somebody. In the end, it's not a great look. And in the end, I don't think God blesses that, not one little bit. I don't. But I also know that God tells me not to backlash. And not to, two wrongs don't make a right. Now, I'm not going to go make this person look bad just because they're trying to do that to me. When people bring stuff to me, I simply say, well, you have a choice. You can believe it or not. Appreciate you bringing it to me. I am who I am. I don't hide it. I don't hide it. I don't hide it. I can be loud. I can be boisterous. I can be soft. I can be loving. I can be hateful in the first 15 minutes of walking. I can be. Lee will tell you. I am not a perfect wife. I am not a perfect friend. I am not a perfect mom. I'm a pretty good grandma. I think I am. I'm a pretty good mom. I am. I think so. I love people, but yet they piss me off. I get frustrated. I want to quit, but I keep getting back up. And yet I've got people who continually want to trash me. And I hear them trashing others. Because when I'm different, because I do things a little differently. Gossiping about people. Take a breath and pause. Ask yourself, is this really going to be who you want to be known as? Allow yourself to be the type of friend that, by the way, God has designed us to be. I'm not a perfect friend, but I like to be a good friend. I like people to know that they can come to me and they can pray with me and they can confide in me and they can ask me for advice. And here's the truth. I don't always have good advice. I don't. Matter of fact, I'm like, well, I think this is what I would do if that were me, but I don't know if that would work out real well with me. See, that is Mama Molly advice, and you don't always want to go with that advice, okay? But I'm just saying, like, I don't know it all. I, I have lived a lot of life, and I have lived a lot of hurt, and I have learned, I have lived a lot of love, and I have lived a lot of betrayal, and I have lived a lot of people turning their back on me because I have decided that I'm going to do some things differently. I have lost friends. I have lost family members. I have lost business partners. I have been divorced. My sons have stopped talking to me. Look, y'all know this. Y'all know the history. But yeah, here we are. Here we are. And every daggone mistake I have made, and every time I've fallen down, the magic was in the getting back up. Because that mistake, that hurtfulness, that gossip, that bad decision led me to where I am today. Still trying to be better. Still trying to get it right. I don't always get it right. And newsflash, you're not going to always get it right. But my goodness. If you don't keep trying, to get better, and look, I don't get this gossip thing right all the time either, okay? You don't think the devil don't get on my shoulder and go, girl, come on, go for it. Go for it, girl. Hear it. Hear it all. Ask. The reason I can talk about it is because I still fight it. Because I've been there. Because sometimes I mess up. But I'm still breathing, and I want to get it right. And if you want to get it right too, you're not alone. I don't care what it is. Look, we talked about gossip today. We talked about changing things in our life briefly today. We talked about the fact that there's no magic wand for anything in this life. Nothing. Nothing. And if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, I don't care if you're in your 80s and 90s and you still believe that, there is no magic anything. Not for happiness, not for money, not for getting everything right, not for losing weight, not for this. How come this person's skinny, this person's fat, this person's got blonde hair, that person's got brunette? Stop the comparison. And if you want to be better, how about this? Take what God has given you and stop trying to change it all, and make this temple, make this brain that he's giving you, the fact that if you have a bald head or you've got a head full of hair, I don't care, good eyesight, bad eyesight, how about whatever you are, how about deciding you're going to take it and use it for its best? And if you got a tongue that can certainly give a lashing and hurt people and gossip, I don't think that's what God gave it to you for. But I bet if you just changed it a little bit and started talking great about people and celebrating people instead of finding the dirt and bashing people, I bet you would rise up and you would have a better day. It's kind of like me. I need to get that 15-minute thing better, okay? All right, truth is, it was the first 15 minutes. I've got it down to 12. First 12 minutes, I'm miserable. I'm 3 in. I'm trying, right? We are all trying to get this thing right. But the one thing that you need to have right, no matter what, is you need to know Jesus. You knew I was going here. You knew I was going to tell you. It doesn't matter how many times we get it wrong. Jesus is there to forgive. He says, come on, girl, get back up. You got another chance. He has given me up-teen chances to get stuff right and continues to do so. There's been a lot of losses here currently. I watch it on Facebook. I watch it on Instagram. I watch it in the news. People are dying. And I think one of the first things that Lee and I say to each other, either him to me or me to him, is, man, I hope they knew Jesus. And although we talk about a lot of things during this hour on Tuesday, from my business and my journey, and we laugh and we cut up and we talk about something that will help us hopefully be better and get to know more about Jesus and God and the Bible and all of that. The most important thing is, do you know Jesus? Do you know without a doubt, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that you're going to heaven if something happens to you today? You need to be able to say 10. And by the way, this hot mess right here, I'm still hot messing every single day, but I got to tell you something. He is the Lord and Savior of my life. He died for my sins. He forgives me every single day when I get it wrong, and he is the reason that I'm going to heaven, because he said I can. He said I'm making a choice. I choose him. I choose him. So when I ask you to pick between 1 and 10 and you're saying 5, you hope so. Being a great person is not going to get you there. And by the way, I know a lot of great people. You don't got to be great. You don't got to be perfect. You don't have to get it all right. Shoot, look at me. I'm going to heaven and I'm just a hot mess. Because he chose me and I chose him. And if you don't know about that and you want to reach out to me and you want to talk, we can. Because no matter how much business I talk about, no matter how much life and how much we laugh and how much we get together and have a good time and I share my food and all of this stuff, in the end, this is a very short life. And I really, really hope that when the day comes that God calls me up there, if I go before you, I want to know I'm going to see you there. I want to know that I'm going to be able to put my arms around you again one day and hug you tight. Where you been? I've been, fixing stuff in heaven for you. Come on, That's what I want. That's what this is about. Yeah, I can talk to you about everything. I'll talk to you about being better while we're here. We'll get it wrong together. But what really matters is what's going to happen in the next life. I love you and I care about you. Even those who talk and gossip about me. I'm like, do you really want them in heaven? I'm kidding. Yes, I want them in heaven. I gotta be funny sometimes, okay? I gotta be funny sometimes. So, a lot of you cut me off here because you don't want to hear it. But here's the truth. When you get to heaven and Jesus says, why didn't you choose me? Didn't you ever hear about me? This is going to come to mind that you did. That you did. He's going to say, why didn't you reach out? Why didn't you ask her? Why didn't you reach out to Jesus? Say, I believe you died on the cross for my sins. I believe that you are the only way I'm going to get to heaven, no matter how wrong I get it. Come into my heart. Save me, Lord. And then you know what? Tell everybody else about him. So we can all be up there together. I love you. Have a great rest of your day. If you got a prayer request that I haven't seen because my computer's being all weird here, please drop it in the comments because we will pray for that. Let people know. If it's unspoken, put unspoken. It's all good. And go forth and do better. Hey, try to do better on the gossip. And if not, come see me. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. I'm so kidding. If you're not going to, don't come to me with the gossip. Don't. Because I don't need to be tested like that. On a bad day, it may not go in my favor, okay? Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.